Hello everyone, welcome to AFCON Daily on United and Everything Football. The AFCON is on and another round of games. We're on today. Egypt, 8-time champions, have been knocked out of the competition. And what a game it was at the Alassane Ouattara Sports Stadium, where Equatorial Guinea, some cruel stuff, very, very cruel stuff. The last kick of the ball, Guinea had to kick them out of the competition, and that's how things are currently at the Africa Cup of Nations. So we have another pairing for the second quarter final set up already. Already we have Angola versus Nigeria coming up, and then we have Egypt going out. So it's DR Congo will be squaring up with Guinea in that second quarter final game. We'll be looking forward to all of that. I have my guests ready. I'll go for a quick break. When I come back, I'll introduce my guest and we'll get into all the issues. We'll do a discussion of the games that went on and then the games that will be coming up today, all on here on AFCON Daily on United and Everything Football. We'll be right back. All right, so thank you so much and welcome back on AFCON Daily on United and Everything Football. As usual, please remember to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell if this is your first time watching us. We've been bringing you very good content on the Africa Cup of Nations. Thank you so much to all our subscribers. And if you are new, please remember to hit the subscribe button for us. It's so important. I'm joined today by Michael Akomia, the Messiah, who has decided to stay in the Ivory Coast. Even Black Stars of Ghana have decided to do some things to themselves and get themselves out of the competition. Michael, good to have you back on the
show. Good to have you back too. I hope you can hear me clearly. And
I can hear you clearly and everything is fine. Everything is fine. How's the experience been for you? You are covering the whole tournament. How has the experience been for you so far?
First of all, I think I've been open to a lot of information as to how teams prepare for tournaments, how federations work, how various journalists are passionate about their work, how most of them don't actually joke with their national teams, and how more or less this competition comes in as, I will put it as the second best international competition in the world after the World Cup.
Wow.
In terms of the level of competence, preparation, and organization. I think it's something that is really worth it. Kwame, I won't lie. This is a good tournament.
I'm listening.
This is a good tournament. And then everything looks different from watching AFCON at home. And being here, being part of the competition, it makes you appreciate it more. Don't doubt me. This is the second best international competition in the world.
That's great. That's great. I was there to watch the Ghana-Egypt game, so I attest to all the things that you are saying. At least you are close. You are close to the media, so you have accreditation to move into areas that
definitely.
So we'll take that from you. But let's delve straight into the games. We'll start with the first game. You were at the stadium. What happened? I mean, it was a very tense game.
Kwame, I think Equatorial Guinea coming into this game had a little bit of psychological edge over Guinea. So doing the warm-ups, doing a lot of preparations before the game officially started, you could see Equatorial Guinea were bringing in a lot of confidence. And I wouldn't begrudge them, because if you are able to top a group with Nigeria and Cote d'Ivoire as part of it, you definitely be proud and be much more happy and be much more confident facing a Guinean team that you will feel that they cannot match you good for good as to how you played against Ivory Coast and Nigeria, looking at the quality of players that these two teams have. Guinea, on the other hand side, were coming into this game knowing very well that they have been tagged as underdogs. People think this might be their last stop. They rely on some individual players to get results, especially like Agibu Kamara, Naby Keita, Seydou Guirassy. But Naby Keita and Seydou Guirassy have not had enough time in this AFCON for Guinea. But more or less, the key player for Guinea in this particular competition has always been Agibu Kamara, 22-year-old player who is with Olympiacos and now is on loan to another club. So you fully understand that this is an Equatorial Guinea team that is coming with Salvador and Iswe that could hurt you any moment in time in terms of transition. They are so efficient and effective. So it was a lot of mind games coming into the game, doing the warm-ups and everything. But when the game began, this is the most tactical game I've watched in this AFCON. I'll be very honest. I've watched Nigeria, Cameroon. I've watched tough games, Ghana, Egypt. I've watched a lot of good games, Ivory Coast, Nigeria. But this game was purely tactical. No team wanted to lose this game from the tactical point of view. You look at Equatorial Guinea coming in with a 4-3-3, defending with more like a 5-back system. You look at Guinea playing and attacking in a more 4-2-4 kind of formation, then defending in a 4-4-2. So nobody wants to fully attack. So the possession was actually shared at a point in time. Equatorial Guinea will dominate for some time. Guinea will come back into the game, dominate for some time, because each and every one of them were wary of the threat of the opponent. But I believe something really pushed Guinea on in terms of the support base. Kwame, Sebi, it was crazy at the stadium today. The Guinea fans, you know, they share a border with Ivory Coast some way, somehow. They speak their language. Most of them live here and they work here. They have a community here with Guineans. And most of them have traveled. Do you know the hotel that Ghana slept at? The Ghana journalists were sleeping at Lamero. When Ghana left and some of us wanted to stay behind in that hotel and pay for it, they told us, no, Guineans have already come for the hotel, they are coming. Already, Guineans had already secured like 2 or 3 hotels closer to where we were. So the whole stadium was packed with them and they supported their team from the blast of the whistle to the end of the game. And 3 things changed the game today on Guinea's behalf. Mind you, if the game was supposed to be 11-11, trust you me, Equatorial Guinea could have found a way. The difference between Equatorial Guinea and Guinea is how effective and efficient the Equatorial Guineans are. Whenever they pick up the ball, they don't waste too much time. One touch, pop, 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 give it to Salvador. That guy, he's a press-resistant player. You just can't get closer to. It's either you foul him or he gets past his way. And you can count on Iswe to finish up these chances whenever he's giving those chances. So the 3 things I'm talking about that decided the game today was, number 1, that moment where Equatorial Guinea had a penalty, Iswe had to just, I don't know whether to call it bad luck. I don't know if I should call it bad luck or any other thing, but it happens. It happens to great players. Roberto Baggio, Asamoah, you can talk about a whole lot of top players. And whatever happened just happened. That is one moment I knew Equatorial Guinea could not win the game because they were already with a man down. Then number 2, the introduction of Naby Keita. I have watched Naby Keita on television, but Kwame, form is temporary, but class is permanent.
Absolutely.
This is what I call a proper progressive midfielder. He takes up the ball from the middle of the park, drifts around 10 to 20 yards into the opponent's half. Nobody can take the ball away from him. Too tough, quality skill set on the ball. Center of gravity, not easily to be pushed aside. So this is what I feel. I sat there and I was like, nah, injuries has really worried my man. Because that was the quality they needed at that moment. They needed somebody to drive the team forward. But anytime they had a ball, Baba Diawara, their coach, would be asking them, push the ball, progress the ball, progress the ball. But there were too many triangular passes, square passes between them. So the introduction of Naby Keita turned everything in their favor and caused a disruption in the defensive unit or the defensive structure of Equatorial Guinea, which was very solid throughout the game, even with a man down. Then number 3, the introduction of Seydou Guirassy. Guirassy did not score a goal, but the moment there was Guirassy, there was a lot of crosses into the penalty box, and that is what caused the goal. So the moment you have Guirassy in there because of his height,
it gives you a presence. He gives you some presence.
Yes, you need to put in a lot of crosses. And my oh my, Bayo was superb, but I think their left back, I've forgotten his name, but I'll get it for you. Their right back, he was number 12 JC. I spoke with him this evening. But you see, he showed something that whenever he gets the ball, he doesn't waste 2 minutes on the ball. Just cross the ball into the penalty box. And one of them, unfortunately, found Bayo. Bayo just directed the header so well, and Guinea won the game at the latter part of the game. And Kwame, I thought the stadium was going down.
Mm-hmm.
The noise.
You could feel it. The energy just erupted.
Kwame, I was not seeing emotions. I felt emotions, Kwame.
Yeah.
And everything was just crazy. I was just looking around. I was just out of breath. I just didn't know what to do.
Exactly.
Because it was crazy scenes.
Yeah.
From journalists, Equatorial Guinea journalists, some sitting on the ground, someone shedding tears.
Yeah.
Guinea on the other hand side, their journalists celebrating, their supporters celebrating. Kwame, this is football heritage.
That's the beauty. That's the beauty of AFCON. That's the beauty of AFCON.
And the quality of tactics and the level of play, individual quality we've seen in this tournament. Kwame, trust you me.
Yeah.
The first game, I think both teams deserve to qualify, but Guineans showed a lot of aggression, determination, and they capitalized on the opportunity that they had, and they made it count.
All right, let's quickly switch to the game that happened between the DRC and Egypt. I just posted something on my X app. I said that Ali Gabal, or popularly known as Gabaski, took Egypt very far in their last tournament in 2 years ago.
Yeah.
This time around, he sends them home very early. Egypt felt they could use the same tactics of last year to progress to the next stage of the competition. But the DRC decided that this time we are not allowing you to have your way. Let's do this game in 2 minutes, and let's quickly switch to the game that will be happening today.
Yes, Kwame, I think you cannot blame Gabaski so much in this particular circumstance. I would say this is one of the weakest Egyptian sides I've watched, to be very honest. When you even came around and you watched them against Ghana, you were like, is this the same Egyptian side that you've watched for so many years?
So many years.
The level of performances they've shown and everything. And you could feel that the Black Stars team is weak, but the Egyptian team is at par with the Black Stars in terms of how big they are. More or less that they are more quite competent when it comes to seeing out games and not losing games.
Yeah.
So they drew their 3 games, and they also drew their round of 16 game and penalty shootout. Unfortunately, they not favor them and they had to go out. I've had a chance to watch this particular DRC team. They are very bullish, strong, but if you have enough technical quality, you can deal with them. I would personally say if Egypt had Mohamed Salah in this game, they would have finished this game off. I have to be very honest. They struggle against teams with a certain level of technical ability or players that have huge level of technical capabilities that could find the ball at their feet, use it to do magical things, create things out of nothing and make sure that something happens. When you look at such instances, you feel like they've also capitalized on the opportunity that Egypt does not have Salah. They put Mamouche on the bench.
Yeah.
They make sure that they clip Zuzu and clip some key players within the team, and they don't give them the chance to create enough. Yeah. But let me say, Charles Mbemba is having a superb tournament.
Yeah.
My oh my, organization in their defensive structure, leadership by example, how vocal he is, and he's proving it on the pitch in terms of the style of play, how he's actually defending with a certain level of intensity and passion. And I mean, he has shown everything that he's ready for this tournament, and he's doing it so well. So let me congratulate Congo for what they did tonight. They deserve it. And you look at Congo's pathway, there's an easy route to the semi-final for Congo. The same way for Guinea. Guinea also feels that there's an easy way because that path should have been either Ghana or someone tougher in that particular path. But now they had an Egyptian team that does not have a top form like they used to have.
That's true.
So they also have their way and they have to go through. So now Guinea will be looking forward to play the semi-final. Congo will be looking forward to play the semi-final. Emotion to be high at Alassane Ouattara Sports Stadium. My oh my, that is another game I will have to also watch. And both teams will be qualifying for the semi-final for the first time in so many years. Yeah. And you could understand the emotions, the adrenaline that will come that day.
Yeah.
What will happen on that day? And I feel it's going to be one thing. But after 2017 to 2019, I feel Egypt were on a declining stage.
Yeah.
And they played the final in 2017 against Cameroon.
Yeah.
They tried in 2019, but it did not work.
Yeah.
2021, they tried again, and I think unfortunately they lost again in the final.
Yeah.
You look at them and how they've gone to 2 finals without winning it. That is not a typical Egyptian national team. 2008, 2010, any final 2006. Between that period, just don't play a final with Egypt. You will lose. But this time around, they played 2 finals and they lost it.
Yeah.
That was a sign that no, the crop of players that played the final in 2017 and 2021, they've actually outlived their level of quality or their time with the national team in terms of influencing the national team to win the AFCON or do something beneficial. Yeah. So they should be put aside and someone should also come in. But they've maintained the same kind of team with a little bit of young players. I was even surprised that they didn't see Ramadan Sobi in this particular tournament. You still have Tariq Ahmed playing in the number 6 role and El Neni also playing for them. You still have Zizou in this team. You still have Mamouche in this team. You still have Mustafa Mohamed that they are still relying on.
Ghazi is still there.
And Al-Ali, the funny aspect is they tried in 17 and 21, but what has always been the source of their progress, which is Al-Ali as a club, now have a lot of foreign players that are dominant in their club. Yeah. So it makes it very difficult for Egyptians to have top quality players. Yeah. Egypt comes to a tournament and then is their number 6. And I wasn't surprised because
who has been very dormant, yeah.
Because when you go to Al-Ali, they don't have a number 6 playing ahead of Aliou Dieng.
Yes.
If they had another 6 playing ahead of Aliou Dieng, I'm telling you for a fact that at this AFCON, El Neni will be on the bench and that guy will be playing.
That's true.
But it's so sad to see Egypt this way. I wish them all the best. They need to go back, restructure their staffs and come back again. They should give us a new Zidane, give us a new Abu Trika. They should give us a new Mohamed Salah. They can do it. I know they can do it. And they have to. All
right. Let's come to the big game that will be coming up. The big game, actually. Senegal will be coming up against the Ivorians. Let's spend time, some small time on this particular game. What's the atmosphere like in Abidjan ahead of the game?
I mean, to be very honest, Ivorians had lost faith in their qualification until Cameroon did them justice and Morocco did them justice too. You look at whatever that happened within that point in time and the reactions and the jubilations that we've seen here, it means they are still in love with their team and they're still supporting their team. When they went to Yamoussoukro, the kind of reception they had was just superb. Now, this also provides another opportunity for the assistant coach to make sure that he does something better with the national team. Today at the press conference, he was with Jean-Michel Seri, and it looks like he wants to go back to the people who understands the soul and the heart of the national team to stand in at this time of time and deliver. But I question myself that if you look at Jean-Michel Seri and look at Max Gradel, looking at these two players, do they have the level of quality at this stage or the level of stamina to match the young guns of Senegal if you're supposed to put them inside? Experience may count, but let's put it at the back of our mind that Senegal and in this tournament, they have Kouyaté and they used Ghana Guyo on the bench. And they have Kamara delivering in these particular encounters for them and making sure that they get their results. Young guys in the midfield, Papi Gueye also in the midfield. Papi Matassa.
Yeah.
These are young guns who are playing at the senior men at the back. Yeah. So I feel Ivory Coast might think these young old guns can give them a resource. But I also think that Senegal have proven to us in this tournament that you don't need the old guns to get results. Senegal have proven to us. And this is one hell of a game that would deal with emotions, that would deal with a lot of character, that will have to do with a lot of quality and moment, which most of them will need to think about. Ivory Coast doesn't take charge of their moment. That is their biggest problem. I don't know if it was a selection because we saw Nicolas Pepe starting ahead of Adingra, which personally I did not understand. Jonathan Bamba is on the bench, he's not playing. Christian Kwame is on the bench, he's not playing. You look at these qualities. Players that are supposed to be playing, they are not playing. And the moment they get these chances at the start of the game because of their fans, they don't capitalize on it. Yeah. Then it overturns. Then it comes back to 100. We saw it in their first game. They were lucky enough that Guinea-Bissau were not clinical. We saw it in their second game. Nigeria came back. They struggled to get their goal after wasting so many chances before going 1-0 up. Before losing the game 1-0 to Nigeria. Then against Equatorial Guinea, my oh my, you would have cried if you're in the stadium. Chances upon chances in Nicolas Pepe. Then Equatorial Guinea capitalized on it. So tomorrow in Yamoussoukro, it's a game I don't want to miss for any other thing. Kwame, if Cameroon jokes tomorrow, it might be 3-0 or 4-0. Ivory Coast, it might be 3-0 or 4-0 issue that we are talking about. Because if you waste your chances, you are playing against a Senegalese team who have so much experience. They've become so much consistent this time around. And they give me remembrance of the certain Black Stars between 2008 and 2012. They capitalize on their chances. And when you make a mistake, you are done. So if Ivory Coast cannot capitalize, it's not like Senegal are unplayable. Cameroon created chances against them. Other nations created chances against them. But you need to capitalize on it, which I think Ivory Coast will struggle. It's a big stuff. Tomorrow, Kwame, let me say this. If Ivory Coast eliminates Senegal, trust you me, they are going to win the tournament.
I won't be surprised.
Kwame,
because it's a different momentum that shifts to them.
I'm telling you. And things will turn into their favor as a host nation. There will be a new belief. Something strange, something stronger. If they defeat Senegal tomorrow, trust you me, Senegal out, Ivory Coast in. I don't think any other team is going to stop Ivory Coast.
Thank you very much, Michael Akumia, the Mizah. He'll be in Yamoussoukro tomorrow to watch the game between the Ivory Coast and the defending champions Senegal. It's a game we'll all be looking forward to. I'm sure we'll get a clip or two of some issues from some interviews from the mix zone to share.
Oh, definitely. So tomorrow we are having superstars.
Anyway, that's great. Thank you very much, Michael, for joining us. It's been great having you on AFCON Daily. I just stay safe out there in the Ivory Coast. A very beautiful country. Very, very beautiful country.
Definitely.
That you enjoy yourself. So we'll be back same time tomorrow on AFCON Daily. Please remember to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We are always happy to have you join us every single time. We'll be back tomorrow. Have a great time.